DEITV, World Christian Updates.
Here in Raipur, the capital of Chhattisgarh, a legal and spiritual conflict is actively testing the boundaries of minority rights in India. For decades, India's publicly funded educational institutions have operated on a strict constitutional baseline. They are intended to be neutral, secular spaces where children of all backgrounds and faiths can study side by side. That baseline was recently challenged by a June 2026 circular from the state school education department, which directs government schools to incorporate mandatory religious recitations into the daily schedule. The order mandates the recitation of Hindu prayers, including the Gayatri mantra and the Saraswati Vandana, a hymn dedicated to the Hindu goddess of knowledge.
सुबह प्रार्थना में राष्ट्रगान, राष्ट्रगीत, दीप मंत्र, सरस्वती वंदना, गुरु मंत्र और महापुरुषों की जीवनी का वाचन.
The state directive requires these recitations to begin the day at morning assemblies. The prayers must be repeated before midday meals, and the recitation must occur a final time at the close of the school day. For Christian families, this mandate introduces a persistent tension, forcing them to carefully navigate daily school rituals that stand in direct opposition to their own religious beliefs. Recognizing the threat to religious liberty, local petitioners challenged the circular in court, but recently, the Chhattisgarh High Court dismissed their case entirely. In his ruling, Justice Amitendra Kishore Prasad characterized the petition as premature. The court reasoned that the government order does not contain mandatory coercive directions and therefore doesn't explicitly force students to act against their own religious beliefs. This ruling establishes a high threshold for any future challenge. To move forward, petitioners can no longer rely on constitutional theory alone. They must provide material evidence of individual students facing actual, documented pressure to conform. The state government successfully defended its policy by classifying the prayers as moral instruction, pointing to the Indian knowledge systems framework established by the National Education Policy 2020. Officials also offered assurances that no student will face punishment for opting out of the recitations. However, the ruling places the responsibility back onto minority groups, requiring them to wait for and document specific instances of coercion before the court will intervene. That legal theory, however, doesn't always match the daily reality inside a crowded classroom, where opting out of a school-wide activity can easily single a child out. Archbishop Victor Henry Thakur of Raipur publicly expressed his deep disappointment with the verdict. He pointed out that young children and their families should not be required to wage legal battles against the state to uphold their constitutional rights. He warned that injecting mandatory religious practices into the curriculum risks reducing public schools to communal battlefields of division and religious dominance. The Archbishop's stance reflects a broader concern among local church sources. Publicly funded spaces must remain neutral if minority students are to learn without the quiet pressure to participate in a majority religion's practices. In response to the High Court's dismissal, Protestant and Catholic leaders across the region are actively weighing further legal options, preparing to bring the matter to higher courts. To meet the new burden of proof, church networks are developing strategies to carefully monitor schools, ready to document any concrete evidence of pressure placed on minority students. This effort is driven by a commitment to preserving constitutional secularism, ensuring that the rights of all religious minorities in India are recognized in practice, not just in theory. As this legal strategy takes shape, we urge the global Christian community to intercede, pray for wisdom, discernment, and courage for the church leaders navigating these complex challenges in India. We also ask for your prayers for the protection and peace of mind of the young Christian students walking into these government classrooms every day. True secularism requires an environment where every citizen's faith is respected. Defending that environment in Chhattisgarh will require both careful vigilance and unyielding prayer.
DEITV, World Christian Updates.